Imagine this. You're sitting in a sleek, minimalist coffee shop. The person next to you opens a laptop with a glowing apple on it. Immediately, you think success, creativity, innovation. But what if I told you this entire perception wasn't just coincidence? What if I told you Apple carefully manipulated how intellectuals, creatives, and even academics view their products?
This is the new iPod Mac.
We're about to unravel one of the most genius and controversial marketing strategies of all time. Apple isn't just a tech company. It's a symbol of modern intellect and sophistication. What sets Apple apart is not just the quality of its products, but the psychological influence behind their appeal. The company has mastered the art of making you believe that owning their products is synonymous with being innovative and forward-thinking. In this video, we're diving into Apple's marketing genius, how they turned intellectuals into loyal ambassadors, and how that shaped the way the world sees their brand. One of Apple's lesser-discussed strategies is the power of its ecosystem. Once you own one Apple product, the seamless integration of their devices makes it hard to leave. For intellectuals, this translates to efficiency and connectivity. A MacBook syncing effortlessly with an iPhone or iPad saves time and enhances productivity. But here's the subtle manipulation. The ecosystem locks you in. The more you invest in Apple, the harder it is to switch to another brand. Apple's ecosystem isn't just about convenience. It's about creating dependence. For intellectuals and professionals who value their time and resources, this dependence feels justified, even if it's by design. Another subtle yet powerful strategy is how Apple cultivated the idea that their products are inherently premium. Think about the price tag. Apple products are almost always more expensive than their competitors. But instead of being seen as overpriced, they're perceived as valuable. Why? Because Apple connects premium pricing with exclusivity and quality. By pricing their devices high, Apple creates a psychological barrier that separates their users from the rest. Owning an Apple product becomes a status symbol. It tells the world, I can afford the best. And for intellectuals, the message is even stronger. I choose quality and innovation over mediocrity. Apple has perfected the art of scarcity and hype. Every product launch feels like an event, with pre-orders selling out in minutes. But here's the genius twist. Apple intentionally limits supply during launches. This creates an artificial sense of scarcity. For intellectuals and trendsetters, owning the latest Apple device isn't just about functionality. It's about being ahead of the curve. This scarcity triggers FOMO, fear of missing out, which drives people to buy products faster and with less hesitation. It's not just about selling a device, it's about selling the privilege of being among the first to own it. To understand Apple's influence, we need to start with their legendary 1997 campaign, Think Different. This wasn't just an ad campaign, it was a manifesto. Apple featured icons like Albert Einstein, Mahatma Gandhi, and Pablo Picasso. These weren't tech influencers. They were intellectuals and revolutionaries. By associating Apple with these figures, the company sent a clear message. If you're smart, innovative, and ahead of your time, you use Apple. But here's the twist. Apple wasn't the underdog fighting against conformity anymore. By the late 90s, they were rebranding themselves to create a sense of exclusivity. Think Different wasn't about being different for everyone. It was about being different for the elite, the intellectual, the trailblazer. And guess what? It worked. Apple's product design played a massive role in winning over intellectuals. Think about it. MacBooks and iPhones are synonymous with simplicity and elegance. But this simplicity isn't just for aesthetics. It's strategic. Apple's minimalist design appeals to intellectuals who value clarity and focus. A clutter-free device suggests efficiency and intelligence. Even the unboxing experience feels like opening a high-end piece of art. Apple took something as mundane as a gadget and made it feel profound. But let's dig deeper. Apple's marketing subtly flatters intellectuals. Every keynote, every ad, every product, it's all about making the user feel part of an elite club. Using Apple products signals to the world, I'm not just anyone. I'm someone who values quality, design, and innovation. And intellectuals ate it up. Apple didn't stop at marketing to individuals. They strategically targeted institutions, universities, art schools, and creative industries. Let's start with academia. Walk into any college lecture hall and you'll notice something: a sea of MacBooks. This isn't just a coincidence. Apple made sure their devices were priced and marketed to appeal to students and professors. Educational discounts? Campus Apple stores? These weren't acts of generosity, they were investments. Apple knew that if they hooked students early, they'd create lifelong customers. Then there's the creative industry. Apple positioned itself as the ultimate tool for designers, filmmakers, and musicians. Software like Final Cut Pro and Logic Pro became industry standards. And here's the genius part. Apple made sure these tools were only available on their devices. If you wanted to be taken seriously in the creative world, you needed Apple. Another critical move? Getting intellectuals to endorse their brand, directly or indirectly. Steve Jobs himself was a master at this. Jobs didn't just sell products. He sold ideas. He spoke about design, philosophy, and innovation in ways that resonated with intellectuals. His presentations weren't just product launches. They were performances. Apple also leveraged influencers before influencers were a thing. They got writers, academics, and artists to adopt their products. Even in pop culture, Apple became synonymous with intelligence and creativity. Think about all the movies and TV shows where the smartest character uses a MacBook. This wasn't just organic product placement. It was part of a deliberate strategy to reinforce Apple's intellectual image. Apple taps into the power of emotion. Their marketing isn't just about features or specifications, it's about storytelling. Every ad, every keynote, and every product launch is crafted to evoke feelings of inspiration and aspiration. Think about the first iPhone reveal. It wasn't just a phone.
Is a revolutionary mobile phone.
It was 5 revolutionary devices in one. Steve Jobs didn't just show a product. He told a story about how it would change the world. This emotional storytelling made people believe they weren't just buying a gadget, they were buying into a vision. And for intellectuals, who are often driven by big ideas and ideals, this connection was irresistible. But here's the controversial part. Apple's manipulation of intellectuals also created a divide. The brand's exclusivity meant that those who couldn't afford their products were left out. In many ways, Apple's strategy reinforced class distinctions. Intellectuals and creatives who used Apple were seen as elite, while everyone else was, well, ordinary. Critics argue that Apple's marketing isn't about empowering people. It's about creating a hierarchy. The company doesn't just sell products, it sells an identity, one that's only accessible to those who can pay the price. In the end, it's all business. Apple succeeded by triggering human emotions to sell their products and ideas, while different brands use different techniques. What do you think? Is Apple empowering intellectuals, or are they simply exploiting them? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more deep dives into the strategies behind the world's biggest brands. See you next time.